and a very warm welcome to the 1995 Bon Jovi concert series. Okay, this is a series that I have not given the, well, not the love, but the time and attention and the videos that it deserves, but it's really close to my heart. Well, it's, this video was recorded in 2020. We have a COVID pandemic going on, and well, sometimes you just, I don't know, like drop off the radar, I guess. At least I have. But this series is very close to my heart. I'm currently publishing my books for my pen name, so you could see me as an artist who has worked predominantly under her pen name. But in reality, my pen name is like a workshop. It's where I where all the raw material is being examined and processed. And I have written under my pen name for 14 years, and especially because I like making these videos and because I'm so much into studying Bon Jovi, I think you can call it, I'm wrapping that up, so I'm publishing my books there, and that's another reason why maybe in the final months of 2020 I will not be like making weekly videos or daily videos, but that's all because I'm kind of like, wrapping it up, how do you see that, making it more sustainable on my other side, like I don't know, like maybe I will write a weekly blog post or something, so that I can be here in 2021. So I just wanted you to know that, even when I drop out every now and then, it's not because I don't love you, and it's also not because I'm not like feeling it with this project or something. Okay, so here we are. I'm doing Spielberg, Austria. It was a concert that was given on June 11th, 1995. And the first thing that I would really like your comments on, especially if you're in Austria or from Austria, there are two names going around. One is Spielberg, Austria, and one is Zeltweg, Austria. If you listen to the audio of this concert, you can really clearly hear Jon Bon Jovi saying Zeltweg, good night, good evening Zeltweg or something. Zeltweg, Austria. Okay, so that's the first thing. If everything is went the way I wanted to, the comment box from this YouTube video is open, and so if you add a comment for me, but also for the other fans, then then just leave a comment so that we know, so that other fans can find it there, and that we know if it was Spielberg, Austria, Zeltweg, Austria. Maybe there's a little mix-up with the stadium name. I don't know, I can't see it here. It says Österreich Ring. I don't know, this doesn't really explain it, but yeah, let us know. Let us know if you're from Austria, if you know why Spielberg and Zeltweg are both used. Okay, so it was a classical 1995 concert which was almost 2.5 hours long. It was probably 2.5 hours long, but they cut some of it, so the audio is 2 hours 25 minutes. Okay, what I really want to say is this material is just so really, really good. This series had a little bit of a rough start because the first leg of the tour in Asia has very little footage to go by, and for a while I tried to give reviews based on, or draft a story or create a story just based on the set list and very small clips of the concerts. So it had a bit of a rough start, and I had to part with that. So currently I'm only doing the reviews when we have entire shows. And I really want to say that those videos are just so, I watch them on YouTube, but usually they're just audios on YouTube, but they're so good. They're just so magical and yeah, it's just you can't get enough of it. I have still have the feeling that I want to be able to listen to the audio and immediately move into filming, so that I have like, you know, that it becomes like a 6-hour project. But I have never done that. I've never been able to do it. So usually by the time I make this video, I have listened to it, you know, 2 times or 3 times, and last video it was way more than that, and this time it was also way more than that. So sometimes that's practical, because I just listen to it at night, and then the next day I can't shoot a video, so then by the time I am ready to shoot a video, I have to listen to it all over again. But it's also because the audios are just so good. The concerts are just so good. You don't get tired of it. You don't think after 2.5 hours, oh, well, that was it for Austria. Okay, next stop, Barcelona. It's just just like with a real concert, you just wish you could stay there. You know, you could wish like, that I could create a new video about this show every week, you know, throughout 2020. You know, that would be the project, like one video, one concert, and we review it 1 year long. It's just, it's so intense, and it's so good. So I listen to it a lot, always multiple times before I make the video, and more often than I intend to. For practical reasons, but also because it's just, I mean, you just can't put it down. It's like very hard not to listen to it over and over again. So this is one of those really good shows, good audio, 2.5 hours. It was uploaded by a Bon Jovi YouTube channel, and it has 2 uploads actually, both from a Bon Jovi YouTube channel, and the one I had been watched less than 2,500 times. So that's also, I think, why I really want to emphasize how, you know, how good it is and how much joy you can get from it. So yeah, okay, so that's what we're doing today in Austria. The concert opens with the classical opening at the time, which was Living on a Prayer, and You Give Love a Bad Name. And then Wild in the Streets. So Wild in the Streets as the 3rd song is, well, from what I've seen until now, I think kind of like classic. But they're also in a kind of like a spree where they have their biggest hits at number 1 and 2. So it's really, yeah, very impressive. They will keep this up all the way until late June when they record all the Wembley concerts. Okay, so Living on a Prayer, You Give Love a Bad Name, Wild in the Streets, and also really classic. After Wild in the Streets, Jon addresses the audience, and this time the speech is good evening Zeltweg, Austria. The rain is gonna hold up for us. I can feel it in my bones. I really like the word bones, and I especially like the word bones when Jon Bon Jovi says it. I really love it. I can feel it in my bones. And for the next 2 to 3 hours, or as long as the cops will let me play, you better fasten your seatbelts, because my ass is yours. Help me out here, there, doctor. And then Keep the Faith starts. So that's you know, that's a good way to be addressed. So then they have Keep the Faith. I have put a little heart before Keep the Faith. So that's kind of like when I listen to it, I'm like, oh my God, it's such a good song. I put a little heart there, and because I listen to it so often, it's really remarkable to see that every time I, you know, want to put a heart there, I always see, oh, there's already a heart there. So yeah, it really is at the same moments every time when I am struck by something that's really beautiful. Then after that I have Blood on Blood, which will have an acoustic start, which is really beautiful. And he does a little game with the audience because he can see the clouds moving in again. So everybody is like, no more rain, like 1, 2, no more rain. So that's really good. The entire concert, they're just having a really good time together. Then Can't Help Falling in Love, which is an a cappella version of an Elvis Presley song. And I haven't really compared it, but I had a feeling that there was an extra verse, that he sung an extra verse. So Can't Help Falling in Love from Elvis Presley is the classical introduction to drums, Always. So I really love Always. I know the intro by heart, and those drums from Always is, wow. If you hear that, and especially after the a cappella song and then the drums from Always, that's like, you know, that deserves hearts. A whole shower of hearts. And yeah, it's really, really good. And then something else I always love, I always end up putting hearts in front of this, and that's I Die For You. So I Die For You is one of the older songs from Slippery When Wet, and it's just so it has so many guitars, and Jon Bon Jovi plays electric guitars. Like you get an entirely different atmosphere, and he actually is, you know, I think he stopped playing guitar after, well, you know, I can't say after 2010 because, well, for example, when Richie didn't show up, should make a video about that. But a video where I explain my vision. But maybe I will do that one day. Either way, they were a guitarist short because he wasn't there, and John played all the songs. That's really, really amazing, right? I mean, that's wow. So he definitely did not stop playing his own songs, but. In 1995, he really joined in with this really strong electric guitar song, I Die For You. And it makes it every time I just, you know, I'm like, oh, this is just so, so really beautiful. And I wish we had more, more guitar songs, of course, heavy guitar, but also more Jon Bon Jovi on electric guitar. It's really something special, and that's really my style. I really like that. So every time I Die For You plays, I'm like, wow, yeah. Okay, so then after that song, he sees rain again coming up, and they do one more Go Away for the rain. So they do Go Away, and then we got any cowboys here in Austria. Well, if you have watched the last video from me, or the previous one, then you know what comes after that, which is Blaze of Glory. So then they play Blaze of Glory. Then I believe Runaway, Dry County with a beautiful piano intro written by David Bryan. And David Bryan became an artist, a composer for musicals. So he's into the Diana musical. He wrote the musical Diana. And if you listen to the Dry County intro on piano, it's really one of those moments where you can hear, he's a true musician at heart. He's a true artist at heart. And he especially, in the past, in 1995, limited time to show what he could do, especially in terms of writing, this intro, this solo on piano, the introduction to Dry County, you can hear his craftsmanship, so that's really that's one to look out for. There's a speech in Dry County. It's usually a very political speech, and this time the audio did not permit me to listen what was said, but yeah, it's in Dry County. Then, I have made notes for Lay Your Hands on Me. Welcome to Johnny's Church of Rock and Roll. Like, wow, that's just such a powerful. I think he said it in other concerts as well, but welcome to Johnny's Church of Rock and Roll. That's a t-shirt. Okay, Lay Your Hands on Me. And after Lay Your Hands on Me, something very funny, which I have never heard, is he's going to warm up his voice with the audience. But he does it in a, like, not in a, Freddie Mercury way of singing, but he's coughing, and he's like, it's kind of like, it has a very high comic effect, and so he's with the audience, like cracking jokes about, let me tell you a secret about singing. You have to warm up your voice. And then, did anybody warm up before they came here today? And then he goes into this coughing, and it's really funny. And he was taking a lot of risks with this audience by putting in very, very things I have not heard him do before, and they were pretty risky. So I'll get back to it when with Bad Medicine, but it was pretty risky. Then in I'll Sleep When I'm Dead, you have those guitarists introducing Jumping Jack Flash, like from the Rolling Stones. That's also something that just always gets a heart for me. It's like, I think two electric guitars played together always get a heart for me. So then, in Bad Medicine, he does this really risky thing. He actually lets the concert end mid-song. Like, he's really like, the music goes slower and slower, and he's like, is everybody tired? Well, we could just go home. Let's just go home. And the concert ends. And you hear people like, whistling their fingers, and, the crowd is getting kind of irritated. And then it's like he drags it on almost too long. Like, that's what it's like, a real risk. And then, on second thought, we could turn around and kick their asses for at least another hour or so. And then, they make it back into Bad Medicine, of course. The crackers viral! So it's like, I'd never hear him do it that, like really teasing and testing the audience. And maybe he was a little bit sadistic that night, with the warming up of the voices and letting it drop silent in Bad Medicine and pretending he was going to leave. But because of those moments, it gets another, it becomes more dangerous. It becomes more interesting, the dynamics between the audience and the band. So I really liked it. And then at 1 minute and 1 hour 44 minutes, he said, these people are crazy out here. Well, of course they're crazy out here because they have been teased all the time, and they're like, oh my god. So yeah. Then we get Bed of Roses, the encore, Bed of Roses, Hey God, Rockin' All Over the World. And then the second encore, which is the guitar song from Richie Sambora, leading into Wanted Dead or Alive. a beautiful speech from Jon saying goodbye, like really serene, really, yeah, really beautiful. It's like very friendly, like thank you very much. And I mean, I forgot the exact words, but he's really friendly and warm. It's a 2 hour 17 minutes, and then the final song comes, and it's Someday I'll Be Saturday Night. So that's I really wanted to make this video today. It's a Sunday today because it kind of really weaved into me listening to this concert on a Saturday night. And there's one video where you see an image or a video, and so you can see what Jon was wearing. And we're having sleeveless Jon. So sleeveless Jon is when he has, you know, no sleeves on his top, and I always think that's extremely sexy. But the camera is really far away, so it's not like, I mean, I wasn't really drooling or anything because it was too far away. But I can see he's wearing a sleeveless top, a black top with red text, black leather pants, and a yellow bandana. So that was the dress code for that night. So that was it for this long-awaited concert. I will make the next video sooner, quicker, swifter, and it will be Barcelona and Spain. And there's they have 1 day in between, so it's like Austria 1 day rest, then Spain, then 1 day rest, then Portugal. But if I remember correctly, that day rest was spent giving a show at Tower Records in England or Scotland. I don't know if it was in London or it was Scotland. I don't know, but it was, yeah. But either way, it was, if that's true, then, well, first of all, I should probably become more consistent with weaving in the promo shows into the touring schedule. But this one I know by heart. I think I know by heart. And that means that if that is true, then we're going to have kind of like a little detour where we discuss the promo show in at Tower Records, because I think it was filmed on the 1 day off between Barcelona and Portugal. So that's what we're going to do. Next stop is Portugal. Barcelona. Sorry. Yeah. This channel is dedicated to videos currently for the Bon Jovi concert series, but I also intend to make other videos related to Bon Jovi, and I have a blog. It's at rockstaryoganijmegen.com, and the link is here below, and those are just separate stories. So I have, in theory, I think 3 series running there. I have the Live from London series. Last time I posted something for that was like 4 months ago, so yeah, I should probably pick that up. I have the Live from London series, I have the box set series, and I have random posts, like my last post was about Blaze of Glory, the record. And yeah, so I have kind of like 2 outlets. I have my blog and I have this channel, and they're both related to Bon Jovi mixed with whatever it is that comes to the table that day. Okay, so see you next time, and subscribe to the channel. You do not have to be afraid that you will get too many videos. And if you do, then that's a good thing, I guess. So subscribe to the channel, and see you next time. Bye.